You need to focus on your studies.
You didn't do that either.
No. He thought if he took away everything I had to look forward to, I would somehow
study.
do better in school. That's how that generation thought. Paul, that generation yelled at babies. Okay, so I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, knock it off! To a baby. Baby just sitting there. What the fuck? And that baby was me. Aw.
Screaming at a baby, the visual of a drunk grown man screaming at an infant's face.
Dude, when I was a kid, I used to see dads yelling at babies like they cut them off in traffic. I mean, it was just fucking, it was insane. But everyone was doing it. And you had a station wagon, you had like a pipe and a little fucking hat. It just fucking, it looked normal.
You ever see a family fighting at a restaurant and they're just quiet? It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, dude, I saw it was a lot of guys coming home in company cars. And the whole energy in the front yard of kids playing changed when that fucking Lincoln Town car pulled up, or the fucking, maybe you only got the Delta 88 and the guy across the street got the Lincoln Town car and his wife's titties were a little bigger. I mean, tensions happened. The squirt gun fight ended quickly.
When your dad comes home,
apples, clean them up.
When your dad comes home, I remember being with friends and they'd be like, dude, my dad's coming. It was like, you just go back to Darth Vader when the ship came in. Everybody just was like, dude, when dad pulled up, it was oh, dude, it was fucked up, man.
No.
It's not like that now. It's not like that.
No,
now.
you knew what his car sounded like coming down the fucking street. You ran to the back of the house.
That's why so many guys in your generation no cars. Like, no,
I used to run away. I would literally, my dad pulled in the driveway, I ran away. Literally. Ran into the woods.
Oh, geez.
Ran for cover. He's back.
Now our kids love it when it's us. I know my guy.
Now they're afraid of the mom. The mom's the one you don't want to fuck with. Mom comes home and it just becomes like, oh shit, I hope she's in a good mood.
I saw you with your kids, and I know you see me with my kids. We're like when Vito Corleone was in the garden playing with fruit before he collapsed. Remember? He's just like,
dude, my kids like jump on me like I'm not a person.
Yeah.
Like if I was laying there the other day, I had my eyes closed, and I was laying on the ground, and my daughter thinks it's the funniest thing ever to jump up in the air and do Hulk Hogan's finishing move right on the center of my chest. Now, if I'm ready, I can sustain it. But I was completely relaxed. I thought she broke my sternum. And I just went like, oh.
Does she nail it? Does she nail the kick? The drop?
No, dude. She just jumps up in the air and lands ass first on me. But, she weighs like, 40, 50 pounds. Would you want to be at the gym and have somebody drop a 40, 50-pound medicine ball on your sternum?
See her run off the bed?
Yeah. It's off the playpen.
No, it's funny. They're afraid of mom. Lucas came in the other day, and my son is crushing math. My son is good at hard things, but like a quick little English thing, he's just like, the English thing was a little, and I'm like, dude, you got 100 on the hardest math test that everybody in your class failed, but English is an issue, whatever. And he just goes, as we're walking in the house, he goes, dude, you gonna tell mom or should I tell mom? You think she's gonna freak out? And I'm like, no, you're crushing school. Just go in and tell her that you had a hard time at one thing in English or whatever. And he was just like, he walked in the door, and if it was me, I'm like, like in Rodney and Back to School ABC. You're in the top 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to get upset with my kids. Only today I had to be a little stern with my son because there's new things. He grabs his sister's hair with that Hulk vice grip that he has. I just had to be like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Nice hands, all right? And he was just staring at me, and I had to stare him down because his shit is he just looks back at you like he's just observing. I told you that stuff. Like his thing when I go to give him a bath, The second the water gets in the tub, he just starts grabbing shit and throws it in the tub. And he knows he's not supposed to. Like, he grabs the bath mat. The second you're not looking, he just grabs it and he just throws it in, and then he just looks at you. And then great. I just start laughing. I can't stop laughing. And then it's worse. Then he's like, oh, this is a good thing. Yeah. And he just starts throwing everything in the tub. I have to, basically everything has to be in the sink so he can't reach it. Whatever's not in the sink, he throws in the tub.
Oh my God, dude. That's fucking so funny though.
Yeah. Then he gets in it and then he brings his hands back like this and he just goes wham and gets the water all over me. I go, the guys go, what are you doing or whatever? And then he cracks up and then I laugh and then he does it more. This is no respect. There's no respect. I'm overcompensating, Paul. I'm overcompensating for having to run into the woods when my dad came. Dude, I literally ran into the woods. Wow. Dude, it was like a lion was coming and we were all gazelles and we just got off the fucking Serengeti.
You stop, you look.
Yep.
Oh, man. You know, it's weird. I don't remember my dad coming home. I was 5 when they got divorced. So my memory is my dad just pulling up in a fucking dope whip and we would just get in the car and go out with him. Like my dad had a 1982 brand new black Jaguar XJ6, 1982. And, it had the Jaguar on the front hood, the hood ornament.
Yeah.
And it was white leather inside. He's a Verzi, of course. He had white leather inside and he would just pull up. And it wasn't. Dude,
100% Sicilian guy is going to go with the white leather interior.
You're
going to look like you olive skin against it. You're going to look like a god.
I don't know how somebody doesn't love it.
If I got in that car, I would look like that reverse Beatles album, where it was all black, just their heads. It would be all white and just my orange beard and my blue eyes. Where'd he go?
What's your go-to interior? Are you like the red or the tan? What's your go-to?
Well, what year are we talking, Paul?
I'm just saying,
I'll tell you this: I'm a Ford guy. A Wimbledon white Ford with that Ford blue interior.
Okay.
Oh, forget about it. And I love the red interior too, but I mean that's just sort of like a hat on a hat with me. I'm orange. I don't think the red's gonna look good, but I liked Ford. Literally had like one that was called. Something like window block box green, something about plants. And there was a buddy of mine, his dad had like a 76 Ford F-250 Highboy, like an original with the transfer case, separated from the transmission. So he had that thing, snowplowed that thing forever. It was like 12 years old. And I think about it now, I want to say it was a 76. It might have been a 70. But I was just thinking, I would buy that truck off him if he still had it, if it wasn't rusted out. My ultimate car collection, Paul, is just basically a bunch of Ford trucks. I would have the 68 Ford F-100 that I have. I'd have like a 76, 77 Highboy F-250. And then I would have a 85 or a 86 F-150 4x4 short bed XLT Lariat. And then I would also have an 80 to 86 somewhere in there, 4-wheel drive Ford Bronco, 2-tone. I did a movie recently, and when the main character had a blue and white one, and I was just like, wow, that's
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
My grandfather, rest his soul, he had a brown car, and I never understood why until now. My dream, what I want now is I want a dark chocolate brown car with all white leather inside and wood to match the outside.
Oh, that's over. Chocolate brown. You can't have shit brown. You got to have chocolate brown.
Dark, almost at night, you don't know if it's black, but in the day, it's dark chocolate brown, and it's got white inside. It's one of the most beautiful. It's incredible. But dude, I was thinking about you laughing at me. So we got this Microsoft flight simulator for Boeing jets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas and it's all like the airport's exactly the approach. And then they have famous airports that are hard to land in France and all this shit. So I got the headset on, I got the fucking thing, and I'm sitting there, heart's jacked, fucking, and you hear the woman's voice, landing gear, right? Shit like, dude, I had a fucking anxiety attack during this thing. I had an anxiety attack. I was thinking I was getting, dude, here's what I learned. Here's what I learned about me. You never want me flying an airplane, ever. Fucking Bill, I had a 747 that I needed to land, and they took me on final approach to JFK the real way. I had all the instruments, I had everything there.
Well, do you know how to read the instruments? Did you slow down? Are you still doing 500 miles an hour?
No, I learned about flare. For people that don't know what flare is when the plane is coming in for final approach to touch, you got to lift the nose a little bit. That's what they call flare. All right. And obviously lower the fucking engines down. So I had to, so I'm like,
slow it down. Don't you have to bring, I don't know anything about planes. Don't you bring your flaps down or something like that too?
Well, yeah, you have the what's it called? What are they called? The rudders that go each way. But once you level, I'm talking about like the last 1,000 feet. You basically the last 1,000 feet, you just coming in. They obviously want you to line up with the fucking runway and have it level. And then when you're about to touch, you got to fucking pull back on the engines and do what they say flare, so the nose doesn't go down. And then it just basically goes, dude. I crashed this fucking thing. The screen went black, and I was having anxiety doing it. So
now, did you see they probably have runway lights there?
Yeah,
Vassy or a Pappy, and it's just like all white, you're too high. All red, you're dead. It's something like red under white, you're all right. Something like that. Helicopters don't have to deal with that because you can do like a steep approach. We can stop and do all of that shit. So I always forget how those things work.
So then I did a Cessna, and she goes, "Okay, what we're gonna do is I want you to taxi out, turn, and stop, and wait to take off." I fucking went past it onto the grass. I couldn't even turn. Dude, I couldn't even. That's how like realistic it was, that turning the sticks and touching everything. And I was like, look, I just can't do this.
No, but you got to learn how to do it. I think if you double tap, you're stopping. I had to learn all of that. You know, when I started doing instrument shit, I had to learn how to basically, on that simulator, fly like just like a twin. I was flying a twin, whatever the hell you call them. And I remember it was just, as you were taking off, you had to have like left rudder so it would stay pointed straight or whatever. Once I got in the air, I was kind of fine. But it's fun, dude. Doing that shit is a lot of fun.